y'all, welcome back. So in today's video, I had a little as I was filming one of the DIYs, my camera was not in the best position and a lot of it was cut off the screen. So what I thought I would do is it's very simple. Y'all seen me do it before, but I just wanted to kind of show y'all what I did, and I will try to insert the footage the best I can. You know, that's the deal with these DIYs. When you're filming it yourself, once you've done them and they're done, and then you realize, oh my gosh. So the first one, if you've been with me for a little while, y'all know that I made a little sign that said, "Fall for Jesus, he never leaves," and I didn't like the way that it turned out, but I loved that saying. I got that off of Pinterest, and I wanted to make me one. And I realize now that I'm glad I waited, because I had some other ideas for it to add to it, and I love the way this one turned out. So this is one of those cute Dollar Tree signs. It was already white, and it was like a chalky white, and I wanted it to be like a wood color, but I didn't want it to be painted like a solid brown. So what I did was I took a paper towel, and I took my antique wax glaze, and I just went over the whole frame after I popped the center out with my antique wax glaze, and you can see how it turned out. I mean, it looks just like wood, right? Okay. So then I Mod Podged the scrapbook paper on the back of it. It's kind of like a plaid. And then I cut out the little quote, "Fall for Jesus, he never leaves." And I did Jesus in a different font. And then these are those little leaf stickers that you get in the packs from Dollar Tree. Now these are from two different packs, because one pack only had these two small leaves, and I got another pack so I could get this little leaf, and I just put them on there, and I love the way that turned out. Now this original frame already had just two little beads on it. So what I did was I already had these beads from a previous project left over, and so I just put them on some jute twine, put it through the little holes, knotted it, and there you go. That's how I did it, and I love the way that it turned out. I think it is adorable. Now y'all know, I couldn't make one for myself and not make one for the princess, right? So this is the one I made for the princess, aka my daughter. And I already had this Jesus font from a different DIY, and I like the color of it, and it will go with her house, because she does a lot of the navies and the grays and stuff. And so I used the same scrapbook paper. I used the same font for that. And then I used this Jesus, which is in actually like a burgundy maroon color. And then I got 3 more leaves from a different pack. And if you'll notice, these leaves are different from these leaves. And did the beads, and there you go. And this is how they turned out. I think they're adorable. I love them. What do you think? Okay, this is a little item I got from Hobby Lobby on their clearance aisle. I think I paid like $2 for it. And I'm going to lightly sand it, because I just wanted to make sure there was no raised lettering and it was smooth. So I just give it a light sand. And after I do that, then I'm gonna go over it with my not antique wax, my truffle from Waverly. I just want to give it a nice cover. One coat is all I used, and I just did it on the front. I left the sides and the top and the bottom the way that it was. I just wanted to more or less cover up the lettering, just in case it wanted to show through my scrapbook paper that I'm going to be using, because it is a light colored scrapbook paper, and I just didn't want to take the chance, so I just wanted this to be a good base. So after I did that, I then took my little house and I outlined it so I could cut out my scrapbook paper. And once I get that all cut out, I decided that I was going to paint the little beads, because I wasn't 100% sure I was going to use them, but I thought I might. So I went ahead and painted them. And after I did that, then I put a thick layer of Mod Podge over the little house, after it was dry, of course. And then I'm going to put a thin layer of Mod Podge over the scrapbook paper. And the reason I did this was so maybe I could have some wiggle room to kind of make sure I got it exactly where I wanted it. And once I get it down, then I just smooth it out the best I can. And then I put another layer of Mod Podge over that. And I let this dry. And after this dries, well, while I'm doing this, you see all that Mod Podge that's seeping out? I'm trying to get any Mod Podge off. So once it dried, I decided I was going to go through the back and poke the hole back through it because I was going to add my beads back. So I just used this needle and just got the hole poked back through. And then I took my fingernail file and just cleaned up the edges. I really love this technique, y'all. This is an amazing technique. And once I get all that cleaned up, then I'm going to take my phrase "Gather with Grateful Hearts" that I printed out, and I printed it out in navy because I will be giving this to my daughter and it will coordinate with her home. And we're doing it for fall, but she's going to leave it out all year, which I think you totally could. It doesn't necessarily have to be just fall. But after I get that off, you know, the transfer tape off, I'm going to add my beads back, and we're going to have a unique, one-of-a-kind piece of home decor. What do you think? Do you like it? Y'all, I always check out the clearance aisle at Hobby Lobby because just like this little house, if you see something that you don't necessarily want in your home or it doesn't match your decor, you can always change it and make it your own. And this is a great way to have customized pieces that not everyone has. And I love looking at the clearance aisle for that reason. Okay, now I'm still on the fence about these little beads. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do y'all like the beads, or should I have done something different? Let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, I'm kind of on the fence about it. But on to the next DIY. This is a candle holder. I actually have two of them. I got them from on clearance from Hobby Lobby last year, and you can't see it, but I paid $2.99 for each one of them. And where the jute twine is, there used to be beads, and I wanted the beads for a different project, so I took the beads off, and then I was left with this gap. So I just filled it in with jute twine, and I think it looks fine. So now I'm going to be taking one of these styrofoam, I don't know what you would call these, just a styrofoam from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to hot glue it onto the top of this candle holder. I never used these candle holders, and they were just like in my stash, and I was like, I'm not going to get rid of them because I know there's something I can do with them. And I had two of them, so of course I'm making two. Can you guess why? Does the princess come to mind? But I just am going to glue that on, and then once it's glued on, then I'm going to cover it with Spanish moss. There's the other one just like it. I'm going to hot glue the Spanish moss onto the styrofoam on both of them. And it doesn't have to be like full coverage, but I did want to get enough on there that you wouldn't see the green of the styrofoam. So, y'all, what am I going to do with this girl? Everything I make for myself, she just thinks I have to make for her. Any of you mothers relate to these daughters? Does your daughters do that to y'all? What is it about these? I told her, you're going to have to start paying me for all this custom decor I'm making you. I'm just kidding. She doesn't. But here's the Spanish moss. Again, this is from Dollar Tree too. And I'm just going to, oh, y'all, I hate dealing with Spanish moss. It makes such a mess. And y'all, please just disregard my nails. I was working on a different project, and I have antique wax glaze up under my fingernails, and it looks terrible, but you know, life of a DIY crafter, right? So after I get the Spanish moss glued down, then I'm going to take my Dollar Tree florals that I bought, and I'm going to cut them apart and just start making some beautiful fall arrangements. Now these you could make for any season. I just happen to pick fall because I'm going to use them in my fall decor. And I love the florals from Dollar Tree, y'all. They are so beautiful this year. So yeah, I'm just going to be making them. I don't like going to detail of like exactly what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, why I'm doing it. But I think floral arrangement is just like a personal preference. I personally don't like my floral arrangements to be very uniformed looking. I like them to look very wild and spriggy. And so that's how I tend to do my floral arrangements. But, you know, that's a personal preference. So that's why I'm not really going into you know, exactly what I put where, but you'll get the gist of it. But I just, like I said, I'm just kind of going in there. And the good thing about florals is, you know, try it. You don't like it, take something out, add some. It's just, you know, it's just fun to play with the florals. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm going to show you what they look like at the end. Okay, so loving the Dollar Tree florals. If you follow me, you've seen that Dollar Tree haul I did where I showed y'all these beautiful florals. I've since went back and bought more, thank goodness, because I love how these arrangements turned out. Now, they're not exactly the same, which is fine with me because one's for me, one's for the princess, but I love them both, and you could use them together if you wanted to, but I'm gonna show you what they look like finished. This is one of them finished, and I'm gonna let her pick whichever one she wants. This is, and when you do something like this, if you're not exactly sure where you're gonna set something, then I like to make sure it's pretty from all directions. Like if you wanna set it on a bar, a coffee table, an end table, something like that, then it's pretty from all sides. This is one of them. And then this is the other one. And if you'll see, they're not exactly the same, but that's okay. Y'all, these Dollar Tree florals are just blowing my mind. Blowing my mind. So that's how these turned out, and I absolutely love them. Like I said, I'm gonna let her choose which ones that she wants. And there you go. This one might be a little bit bigger, but that's okay too. I love them. So there you have it. I'm really sorry that the first DIY that I tried to present was not where you could really see what I was doing. But like I said, y'all seen it before. It's very easy to do. And I just had so much fun. And I love the saying, fall for Jesus, he never leaves. I mean, how appropriate for fall, right? And honestly, if you wanted to, you could leave it out all year. I don't see anything wrong with that. I think it's totally acceptable to leave that out all year. But it will be part of my fall decor. And the flower arrangements, love them, love them. So in love with the Dollar Tree florals, just can't get over them. They are just absolutely beautiful. And for the price, oh my goodness, you just can't beat it. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope it inspires you to look at some things in a different way, AKA candle holders. And I will see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.
You could see yourself just sitting there on my chair. I'm staring at you, you don't even notice. Should've told you straight away, you don't have to be afraid.